Well, nearly half of working Canadians fear AI could force a career or job change, and that anxiety turns out is highest among women.
Without action, an AI adoption gap could stall workplace equity and widen existing pay and promotion gaps. So joining us live now to help us fill in the gaps is Sarah Stockdale, founder and CEO of Growclass. Sarah, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Maybe we can start by pointing out where the data points are suggesting that there could be a potential gap when it comes to women, AI, and the workforce.
Yeah, absolutely. So on average, women are adopting AI at 25% lower rates than men. And that matters a lot because women's roles are going to be disrupted at 2 to 3 times the rate of men's. Statistically and historically, we hold a lot of roles in customer service, administration, and marketing, and those are where generative AI are tackling first.
Wow.
So, Sarah, then what is holding the women back? Like, that's a real disparity in numbers here. What's holding them back from either learning about AI or adapting to AI?
Yeah, I think there's completely fair reasons, right? We are looking at ethical concerns, we are looking at environmental concerns, and there's also a huge confidence gap. Women are often not given as much permission to use new and risky technology at work. And so we need a lot more thought from employers and policymakers.
Yeah, and is there also data to suggest that ChatGPT AI is a bit sexist?
100%, yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. These tools are trained on data from our world. So they have vacuumed the entire internet and trained on every bias we hold as humans. The tools themselves aren't biased. The data behind them and the folks training them are overwhelmingly men. And so we are seeing things like back in 2018, a tool that Amazon was using to help them hire was privileging people named Jared and folks who had done lacrosse.
Wow.
Because they saw historically folks from Ivy League institutions and who had taken part in sports that are predominant at those institutions would win out. And so they kept the patterns.
Wow.
Interesting. What about the sort of fear factor or intimidation factor? I mean, man or woman, I think it's intimidating, just period, in some cases here. How can you help at Growclass people overcome that sort of, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start when it comes to AI?
Yes, and that's a huge part of the work that we do and the training that we do. One of the things that I find is if you use it for something low stakes and fun at the beginning. So one of my colleagues, Camp Tech CEO Avery Schwartz, built a tool to help her daughter figure out if she needed to wear a coat every morning. So she had a teenage daughter every single morning. Do I need to wear a coat?
They don't wear jackets.
Never. And so she just built a tool that said, do I need to wear a coat? Yes or no. Check the weather, built the automation behind it. And so it was low stakes, it was fun, it was creative, and it solved a problem in her real life.
Yeah, I was listening to the Decibel podcast by the Globe and Mail, and there was a parenting columnist talking about how she herself used ChatGPT to help her with parenting tools to deal with, a toddler with tantrums. So there are kind of easy, accessible ways to get into it without being intimidated, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And we also need employers to make space for this learning at work. So once you're starting to use the tools in your personal life in ways that feel values aligned to you, you need space to play with them in a professional setting in ways that are safe and that are approved by your employer. And then you need time to learn how they are built.
Sarah, the one thing I think there are many factors to this, but one thing I think a lot of people are concerned about too, beyond the fear and intimidation, is the speed of AI, the rapidity of the change, and it feels in a way like it's a wave crashing and we're kind of getting caught in the riptide. I mean, is it too late or can you catch up?
No, not at all. It is not too late. If you are thinking about this right now, you're still at the beginning of it. That's why it's so important that we know these adoption rates now so that we can tackle it early. So we don't have something widening like a gender pay gap, so that we are helping women and underrepresented people adopt these tools so that they can get ahead of the next economic boom.
You mentioned a word earlier, generative AI. For people who don't know what that is, can you explain? Because you talked about that data. It's getting its data, which is kind of not equitable because that's our world. So how do we change the narrative in that space?
Yeah, absolutely. So these tools, when I say generative AI, I mean tools like ChatGPT. You're putting in a prompt and you're receiving whatever you're looking for. I think we need women building these tools. So the Canadian government is making huge investments in infrastructure in Canadian companies adopting AI. We need women leading those companies so that they can be part of the training of these tools and look for things like potential inequities in the responses that these generative tools produce.
Can we quickly end this on a positive note?
Yeah,
Sarah?
of
what are the
course.
opportunities here? Because there's so much downside to this, but there are tremendous opportunities for
Huge
women as well as men, obviously. Yeah.
Huge opportunities. We had a woman come through our program recently who was nervous to use these tools at the beginning and ended up building a feature that is going to have a huge economic benefit to her company. And she didn't need engineers to do that.
yes.
Yeah.
So there's a huge amount of potential in how these tools can positively impact women-led businesses. And we just need the time and the space and the training and investment to get it done.
Sure.
Okay. Sarah Stockdale, founder and CEO of Growclass, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Nice meeting you,
Appreciate the
Sarah.
time.
Thank you so much.
Meeting you.